Um, First of all, thank you for coming to my talk. My name is Laura Kang, and I'm a tech lead at TheLadders.com. I was in graduate school for a long time, and my main area was a mix between economics and artificial intelligence. But towards the end, I decided that academia wasn't for me and joined a startup in New York. And then joined TheLadders June of last year. So it's been almost a year. And before joining TheLadders, I didn't have any search background, so it's relatively new. I attended the conference last year and was at the Solr tutorials. And today I'm here to talk about how we use Solr to find the right person for the right job. If you have any questions at any point, I'd be happy to answer them. Okay, so first I'll give you guys an overview of search at TheLadders and talk about some current projects that we have, and then go into some more detail about one of the projects that will be coming soon called Suggested Candidates. The product team is actually working on a better name, but for now I'll just call it Suggested Candidates. And I'll talk about how we did our testing sessions for that product and some challenges in future work as well. So is there anybody who's searched for a job on TheLadders.com? Okay, awesome. TheLadders.com is a 100K plus job search and career management company. And our goal is to find the right person for the right job and the right job for the right person. And we were founded in 2003 by Mark Sanadala. And first we only had sales jobs, but now we have sales, marketing, operations, technology, law, and some others. And we have over 4 million members. And we started out just being a job search site, but in the past couple years, we've also created products for recruiters. We have one called Recruit Ladder, and it's primarily for recruiters to find job seekers. And so now we're a community of recruiters and job seekers. And we also have teams of job search supervisors who help job seekers find jobs and go through every step of the process with them, and talent specialists who help recruiters. I mention these teams because they have become power users for search, because they use our search products a lot now. So in January of 2010, the search team was formed when the first member, computational linguist Dr. Leslie Barrett, joined. She was at the conference last year, but she wasn't able to make it this time. And so 2 other people joined, and I myself joined in June. So we had about 4 people. And in February of 2011, we became part of a larger team called the platform team. Now we have 9 members. We work on search, CMS, and shared services. We have a service, job seeker service, etc., and it's led by Ed Cuddy. So just to give you an overview of our products that use Solr and Lucene, we have a number of search products. We have an internal subscriber search. We have job seeker search for recruiters. We have recruiter search for job seekers because we have a feature where job seekers can follow recruiters. So it's become important that they are also able to search for recruiters. And obviously our main product, job search. And we have some other searches for the job seekers where they can search over the hiring alerts posted by recruiters that they follow, and newsletter contents sent out by the CEO. And we also use Solr and Lucene for making suggestions. So we have products that suggest job seekers to jobs, jobs to job seekers, recruiters to job seekers, etc. And today I'm going to talk about the product that suggests candidates to jobs. And we also have plans to, so these gray ones we don't have yet, but we have plans to create them in the future. So one of the current projects that we have is to standardize our search products. So right now we have a lot of legacy implementations. Some of them have local Lucene indexes, and we have a lot of products with running different versions of Solr. And it's made it hard for us to make consistent improvements. So right now we're moving everything to Solr 3.1, and our job search has already been moved. Most of our Solr instances have similarities. We use extended dismax for all our keyword searches. We have a set of preprocessing that we apply to special characters because they're quite frequent in resumes. For example, programming languages, C++, there are a lot of special characters that we need to take care of. We use a lot of Solr analyzers and tokenizers. You use them for cleaning up input, removing stop words. We do index side synonym expansion, and we have a couple custom stemmers that Leslie wrote that we use. And one thing that we discovered is that for job descriptions and resumes, sometimes longer is better. So we had to write our own length normalization function and replace the default similarity that Solr uses. And we use replication in master-slave setup. And a lot of our instances are set up as multi-core. And we're working on creating a template or a Maven archetype that could be used so we can create new Solr instances very easily and have consistency. We also use Solr for auto-suggest. So some of our general challenges have been with first of all, with our internal power users. They often have different user behavior as our regular users. So for example, we have a team of talent specialists, and what they do is when a recruiter gives them a job, they try to find as many perfect candidates for the job. And so to go through a lot of candidates in a little amount of time, they create these large Boolean queries, and their goal is to have a query which that has a result set of about 50 candidates. So they add on a lot of filters and keywords until they get there. We also had some issues with synonyms with different lengths. For example, our synonym list had HR and human resources. And because of the positioning, HR manager would not return any results. So we had to put in phraselob, but then that upset our power users because they're very unhappy if we give a result that's not expected. We also had a lot of challenges with company variants. For example, like IBM versus International Business Machine, et cetera. We'll see in an example query. And also, when we make improvements, letting our users know that we made these improvements so they can use them. So this is a typical query that our talent specialists run. So as you can see, they include a lot of company variants, and it's a huge Boolean query. And it's been a challenge for us to let them understand that there's synonym expansion going on the index side, so they don't have to include every variation of the word. For example, pre-sales, etc. So another project that we're working on is the recommendation service, and this is a RESTful web service with Solr backend. So there are several Solr instances that the recommendation service talks to, but the client application doesn't have to worry about which algorithms are being used in the backend. And this will also make it easier for us to track recommendations and use user feedback, and will also give us an A/B framework so we can improve and test our algorithms. Some other projects that we have include resume parsing. A lot of our data comes from resumes that users upload. So having a good parser is very important, and we've had this project where we flag resumes that we think might not have been parsed correctly, and that's been very helpful. We've recently obtained a company list that includes all company variants in similar companies, so the users don't have to type in every single variant of a company. And we're also working on smarter ways to generate the synonym list and help and tutorials and messaging for the users so they can understand how to better use our search products. So now I'll talk about suggested candidates, which is coming soon on Recruit Ladder, which is our recruiter product. And what it does is basically suggest candidates that might be a good match when a recruiter posts a job. So our goal is obviously to help recruiters quickly find candidates that are right for a job, but also increase the interaction between recruiters and job seekers. And we hope that with this, our job seekers will get hired more quickly as well. So just to give you some context, this is our Recruit Ladder site, and where it will be is when a recruiter posts a job. So this is the page where that would happen, and after a preview, we would see suggestions of candidates. So the preview screen, so this is a job description for a senior talent acquisition manager, and what we get back is a list of candidates. So we get back a director of human resources, manager of staffing processes and technology, talent acquisition manager, etc. And recruiters are able to click on the candidate and view their resumes as well, and decide whether or not to contact them. So here's another example, a job description for senior counsel employment law at MetLife, and we get our set of candidates. So the algorithm is sort of a hybrid between using categories and text. So we have position levels, like VP, director, manager, disciplines, like software engineering, for example, and industries that we use for this. And we extract position levels out of job title text and separate the title into position level part and job function part. So if your title is VP of Marketing, VP would be your position level, and marketing would be your job function. And we have custom relevance matrices for each of these, for position level, discipline, and industries, that we use for partial matches. And for our text input, we have job function keywords. And we use more like this and apply it on the candidate's job experience against the job description. And we use different weights for each of these and have filters for things like salary range, years of experience, and location. So some of the challenges we had with this project is, first of all, with certifications and skills, we don't have a good skill taxonomy yet, and it's been hard to identify which terms are certifications and skills. And it's also hard for our algorithm to evaluate what a good resume is. So we have a project that attempts to score resumes, but it's not at a state where we can use it yet. And we also have challenges with the job description itself. Sometimes they're not very descriptive or too short. And oftentimes in the middle of the job description, there are requirements, like, for example, Series 7 and 63, and 10 plus years of experience in related field required. This is easy for a recruiter, but hard for our algorithm to tell which of these are required. And there's also a lot of paragraphs that describe what the company does in general, and a lot of legal clauses that make it hard for our algorithm to distinguish between the requirements part and the general description. And also for each job type, recruiters have different priorities. For example, in technology, the industry might not be as important, but for other types of jobs, recruiters put a lot of weight on industry. So to evaluate our algorithm, we had testing sessions with our internal talent specialists and external recruiters. So what we did was we had several hour-long sessions where we had randomly selected set of jobs, and for each of them, they were given 5 candidates by the algorithm and their resumes. And the scoring was 0 if the candidate wasn't a good match for the job, 1 if they would keep it in pipeline, and 2 if they would definitely contact the candidate. And our current algorithm received about, so this is out of 10, it's receiving about 6 points out of 10, and we're going to continue to improve it. So for other products, we use different evaluation techniques. We use mean average precision for our search products and A/B testing for suggesting jobs to job seekers. There are a lot of remaining things that we'd like to do with this product. First, we'd like to try out job description parser to separate out skills and certifications and possibly requirements. And also, we'd like to make UI improvements to make it possible for the recruiters to personalize weights, what factors they think are important, and add filters. And also separate out the company description from the job description. We like to make use of Solr geospatial features and use ratings generated by the recommendation service to improve our algorithms, and also have a better quality testing framework for our search and recommendation products. So we're working on both customer satisfaction metrics from the product side and some pre-release metrics that we can use while algorithms are in development. And our team is hiring, so if you're interested in working with us, or if you know anybody that might be interested in working in New York, please email me at lkang@theladders.com. All right, so does anybody have any questions?
Have you run into any problems with people trying to game the system? They're submitting resumes with particular terms multiple times so that they'll get hits. Have you had to deal with anything like that?
It's not that common, but I've seen a case where I think it was a developer, and for each of their job experiences, they listed out a long list of software skills that they have, and yeah, that resume had an advantage.
In terms of your specific Solr implementation, are you guys using custom boosting at query time or index time, either on fields or within fields?
So we use query time boosting on fields, and then we also, for our job experiences, we have index side recency and tenure boosting. So we discount jobs that you held a long time ago, and then we try to boost jobs if you stayed at one job for a long time.
What type of pre-release metrics are you using in your testing, and how are you measuring the quality of your algorithm, your relevancy algorithm?
So that project is a work in progress, but what we have in mind is to have a set of, for example, have a set of jobs and candidates where we, like by asking a group of recruiters, we know what a good order should be. So by using that test set on different algorithms, we can at least get a baseline.
Quick question just on that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you did your synonym processing and index time, you were replacing HR manager with human resource manager?
No, our synonym list only had HR and human resource, but when a user searched for HR manager, it wouldn't get correct results because.
Let's see. So what were the synonyms of HR versus human resource?
Yes.
Okay, manager was not part of the system.
No.
Okay. Just wondering if you, well, had you considered not doing the synonym at index time and just doing it at query time? Or did you try that and see how did it happen? Mm-hmm. How did it work or not work?
We thought about it, but we wanted to keep the property of index time, synonym expansion, being able to handle multi-term synonyms.
Okay.
So we wanted to keep that.
Okay. I was just curious why maybe you might want to have taken that whole term and made it actually used a different set of synonyms at query time, so that at query time, if they said HR, you would expand it to human resources. And then if you index HR manager, have that synonym expand to human resource manager, and that way it would be in the generic form all the time. Have you tried that? Or?
No, we haven't, but that sounds like a good idea. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
You probably mentioned this, but probably I missed it. Are you guys using any boosting? If yes, what kind?
Yes, we are. I think it's similar to an earlier question, but we are using index-side boosting on job experiences based on how recent a job was and how long the position was held. And we also use query-side boosting on different fields. Okay, thank you for coming.